in store for us.
It is odd because I don't believe he actually played Killjoy at all, or maybe he played a little bit of it. He mainly played Sova and Bleach near the end of his run at the end of April. So let's see what XSET have in store, or what Luminosity rather have in store for us on Moose's Killjoy. For the time being, XSET quickly made some noise near A, but then quieted it down, cut noise just a little bit, and we actually have Dazzle looping back up towards A heaven. He immediately gets smoked out. It's going to be a full retake here for Luminosity as they give the site to XSET.
Dazzle's got some angles, though. Does it hurt? Yes, it does. Def down to 49. Will replant, but that's bought enough time for LG. Come back over. They're prepared. They're here, but still biding their time a little bit, waiting for a Proto to pop out here as well. Has the flash ready. LG slowly moving forward. Still biding their time. Tig just peeking in, turret in. They're really taking their sweet time getting into the site. Gravity well to not let them in either. A Proto's jumping a little bit awkwardly in because the team's not here yet. There we go. But it's already started to fall apart, just down to the 1v2. Moose coming back around. Turret taking shots. He's just trying to find whatever stylistic frag he can, but a great hold from XSET.
Yeah, I actually really liked how they set that up. Not even once they got onto the site, but the actual guns they went for in the pistol round. Double Frenzy, and then once they take full control of A site, the Frenzies are the ones holding the close angles, right? So you had Zekin playing over by Graffiti on that tight angle. You also had Sova holding on to his Frenzy too. That's right on the other side. So in that crossfire, it's so hard to step in. You got the close range guns, the other pistols playing a little bit further on back. Very nicely set up there for XSET. An easy round take. Look at that though. 4 sheriffs coming in for Luminosity on the second round. You don't see that every day, but can be one of those strategies to work with if you're okay losing some utility or going down to light armor in the third round.
Going out, 78. They're going to be hitting the B side. Oh, the fake. From Pure, the tailwind fake. See, LG's kind of like, whoa, where is he? He's not on site. They split fast to C. This is going to be difficult for Voidray to receive. He's overwhelmed. And LG are trying to react fast, but of course, XSET is just faster and prepared. Def already getting to Link, taking care of that player.
The one thing I will say is with Sheriffs, you can play those longer angles a little bit better than 5 Spectres, so a flank down C long could be effective. Unfortunately, there's trips and whatnot to watch that flank, so it doesn't look like Dazzle's going to be able to take much space. Has to just wait until the opposing Sova can walk on in there, but it's not really working out all too well for the rest of his team. Dazzle is forced back, and every other player on Luminosity has been fallen.
He's just trying to run. Yeah, can he find another? Well, BCJ was 14 HP. Very, very close. Good round there from XSET. Very clean. I'm seeing some very clean Valorant. We'll see if that kind of keeps up, because LG now have their gun round. This is where they can finally start to bite back. It's been so clean from XSET so far.
Yeah, I will say Luminosity's defense has been of a consistency closer to a wet noodle than anything else. The first round, they just straight up gave up A site, played for the retake, which is a fine strategy. Didn't work. Second round had 1 player on C and was already taken down pretty low. So, yeah, clean, but not much of a defense.
I mean, listen, if it continues on that theme, then it's still clean.
Very true.
It's still clean.
See, this time XSET taking things a little bit more cautiously. They've got both flanks tripped off. That'll be easy for them. And with the Sova drone through Garage, you can gain a lot of space. You also have the dog from Zekin if they wanted to use it, but they want to keep it quiet. Tig isn't going to expect that they're this close. Now he does, once the spike plant is pumped there for a moment. They're not even turning around this corner.
Oh my goodness.
They just get the spike down without really any utility. 1 flash is all they needed. And Tig trades for 1.
And it's the shock dart that did so much damage to that family photo stuck in the corner. Still, though, 3v4. You see Lurks, your boy Dre with the Vandal. Pushing on forward. Has to tailwind out. Doesn't win the fight. No Moose finds one as well. Pure waiting for them to get closer to that spike. And just like that, the round's over. LG managed to thwart this really strange B plant.
Oh, no, you don't deserve.
XSET were pretty much just committed to making sure they could get the spike on the ground. get the orb, get the money, and then see what they could do from on the site. They had some interesting ideas of how to play it with like Pure chilling on B site, but like tucked in on that center site area, just playing those close angles that you don't necessarily expect from them. But when you go for these B plants and you don't actually take space in like the back of B, like you just get run over completely. Like the shock dart there to shut that one down. With you when you have the flank 2 pressure coming in from your boy Dre, it is very hard to hold on to that B site. So on the bonus round from XSET, they're not going to be too unhappy with that one. They can go ahead and move on along here. And Dazzle, with a good read on the Hunter's Fury, doesn't manage to tag anyone. And I wonder if that gives some false information over, because I don't think that XSET would expect Pure to be already this close.
Yeah, it's almost worse that he got nobody. Because now they're like, oh, but
you don't say.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but like, you know, that XSET have this kind of playbook of playing fast A, and the fact that nothing got tagged, it's like, oh, well, maybe they're not A. We haven't felt anything C, nothing towards garage, nothing's been kind of activated yet. This fast push onto A is going to be, well, depending if it's fast or not.
They can explode pretty quickly. Yeah. Right, but right now the spike is starting to walk over towards that C side, and it's interesting watching LG be less confident, I think, on their defense. Your boy Dre is here to lock it down. Who cares about confidence? They had 3 over towards the A site, and that'll be good enough to stop this dead in its tracks. But again, the spike is towards C, but you'll notice Tig has not rotated. This is professional Valorant, ladies and gentlemen. We do not give up easily on fakes. But as the flash comes down, they're doing the fake on the fake on the fake, and now LG are actually rotating back, so it's actually working. Dazzle's in a prime position, though, to catch XSET on the cross, and he gets the first.
Shock dart available, trying to find some damage on his way out. You see LG, the Stampede is coming through. They're not going to let them feel way too comfortable whatsoever. Just down to second. Finds one, but with 10 seconds remaining, save the weapon. That's probably the best choice. Or do you fight for more? Remember, we don't give up. Right, Ender? We don't give up.
Yeah, never surrender. Definitely never surrender in a pro match. That would be probably a mistake. Yeah, you know, there's always a chance. You gotta get on that hopium, you know, and believe in the next round. And for LG, it worked after those first 2 clean rounds from XSET. LG came back with a couple of their own to tie things up early on into this. And it's been interesting because I feel like XSET, even while running double initiators, like so much tools to gain information, they've just sort of crept up into sites the last 2 rounds. Like the 3rd round, they just walked into B without using anything. That round, they just walked down A short, you know, had the option to drone in. They got punished for it. Your boy Dre was able to find a couple. And that could just be early in the round that these things are going down, but I'd like to see them diversify that just a little bit and get to using those drones, the dogs, to clear their corners and take a little bit more space onto the map.
Boy, Dre, that's an unfortunate expenditure. Tailwind very early in the round. 1 minute left, and Abaches are ready to go.
I'm hungry.
I think you mean that quite literally. That wasn't a joke.
Yes, I am.
I've got your trail.
Don't expose me.
Listen, I'm hungry too. That's why I exposed you. Okay, we're gonna have to expose this hit as your boy Dre finds the opening pick. Blade Storm available. He's just trying to survive, and he does not. Still though, Tig able to provide some cover fire from Plat. Dazzle is down and out for the count, as still Tig is a revolving head of damage. Just down to the 1v2. Very doable here for Def. 1v2. Very injured Tig as well. Shots there through the wood. And it's 89 versus 22. Astra versus Astra. Def looking at the man in the mirror saying, do I want him to change? There's the shot. It's good. And the Red Bull clutch going right on over to XSET.
The in-game leader becomes the in-game carry right there for XSET. Def so quick on that flick. Maybe I'm overreacting, but my word, that looked so sick from Def. Yes, there's so many angles, was not expecting that at all, and I don't even think Tig was. Tig just completely shocked that Def was able to swing over like that. XSET take their 3rd round. Chef's kiss to Def.
Here.
Scary. Scary when the IGL's making plays like that. And we're about to see some potential plays come out of Pure. Pops those knives early. A bit of a, I would say kind of a broken buy, but Proto with a bulldog doesn't mean it's
You are divided.
I've also been waiting for your boy Dre to pick up that off. That's finally a focus here. Cosmic divide on both sides. We actually see what looks like to be like the Smash Brothers symbol in the top left. But still waiting for the defense. He's finally taken down. Gets him deep, but maybe a little bit too deep. Still now the lockdown plopped as they're trying to get control of this B site. Next set will give it to him.
Here.
Very chaotic round for the time being, but XSET have these really interesting set plays of trying to get onto that B site and get the plant down, get out of dodge. They've got a couple of players outside of B. No flank to be concerned about, but now that it's just your boy Dre, you have to back up and go ahead for the save. The operator, so good in those situations to hold maybe 2 or 3 enemies, but once you get 4 and they're all coming at you from different angles, it is so challenging to actually provide cover to whoever's defusing the spike, and he's caught in bad timing. Aaron will remove that operator and secure it for Pure.
That's... I don't know if we're going to get a replay of that round, but Pure specifically, as you highlighted him just there, went so wild. And I mean, he's kind of always going to be the player to do that anyways, but he maybe bit off a little bit more than he could chew. In another alternate universe, he probably came up with some sort of multi-kill and, you know, made a very, very phenomenal play. But he was kind of the leading factor to get that B-side execute fast. Move on to another round here. Sheriff's online for LG, and that could always mean a very deadly anti-eco.
I'm gonna be honest, that version of Endgame you just described didn't sound that great. I don't know if I would pay money to see that. Oh man, all right, XSET. They're using that dog now to gain some space down short, but this is the thing, right? Is they're not actually pushing short behind it, so technically they're not even sure that that's actually clear anymore. You have a decent idea of that, and you can use the drone to clear the rest of the site, but they still have to be slightly cautious, clear their corners here, as you saw on the map. The second coming are on around, but once again, LG are so content to just fully give up and surrender this A site, and it'll come down to Def to hold this flank that you can already tell LG are a little suspicious of. We're working slowly with 3 players.
He's in an off angle right now, but your boy Dre kind of has the better of that situation. Has the tailwind back. Shot's good there onto Moose, who's backside, but still not backside, back lobby. Still, LG actually back away. They're looking for those exits. That's all they really care about. I think at least for those 2 players that are far on the flank. And those players are dealt with, and XSET will go with what they know. They know that there are players behind, and they also know that the way is clear towards the spawn. So good round there from XSET. It was the deadly sheriff round from LG. Not gonna be
he wants
enough.
the extra kill. Pure, you gotta get out of there, buddy.
The weapon.
You already used your dash. Run! He's gonna be fine.
Hey, you got
I kind of like it. And actually, wait. Okay, so Tig was able to run in there and grab a phantom off of the body on the ground there. That was nice, because it did look like on the map Tig was just gonna go for the execute into the spike right there, but Pure's a little bit better than me. Realized there was a gun on the ground. Tig might want to go for it. That's why he held it for so long, was hoping that Tig might peek around that corner going for that gun. It was a good idea, but at the end of the day, Tig is able to get out of there with that one, and looks like your boy Dre is going to have an op light armor. It's all right. The rest of the team going to be fully kitted out here, and if Pure's able to get this pick down C long, doesn't look like Tig actually wants to take this peek for the time being. Just going to go for the jump. And the Hunter's Fury with the tag. This might be all she wrote for the C side to be able to secure that one. Doesn't actually get more than 1 tag, though. So again, it'll just be Luminosity backing away and giving up a site once again for XSET to plant on, and they'll go for the retake.
I think particularly for XSET, they're very happy with this continuous trend, right? They can get the positions that they want. You can even see how confident Pure is with the support of Zekin. Pure falls, Zekin swings. Now the Seekers are going to try to give them a little bit more space, but he tailwinds right into another gravity well. Still doesn't matter because LG aren't on the site. Finally, they open up, but guess who's had a lot of time to develop? Def from the back. Mo's down 2 in Link, as now they'll start to work their way onto defusing the spike, but at this point, is it too little too late? Potentially at the hands of Pure. Now just your boy Dre with an op, and see if Pure wants a little bit more. He does. They're just going to chase him down all the way, and they'll lose the op, but it doesn't matter. Win the round. We'll take that any day of the week.
XSET are starting to stack them up here. Look at that, Def 12-2 on the Astra, no less. That is not a scoreline you see every day on that agent. Usually Astra's the one in the back chilling out, setting up the rest of the team. Well, Def in the late round situations has been so strong for XSET. And it's interesting because I feel like a point of discussion here is how willing that, well, that was a work. Well, a point of discussion has been how willing LG are to just simply give up their sites and go ahead and play for those retakes. And I wonder if a part of it has to do with like both of these sides running double initiators, right? It's so easy to clear corners on sites. It's very hard to actually have, a player, maybe playing behind Radianite box right there on C or something like this. Those cheesier angles where you can, get one and then probably get traded out. Well, if they have these information gathering tools, they can just trade you. They can just kill you before you have the chance to fire back or do anything like this. And then because, of course, LG have two of their own, they, in theory, can get some better information when they get back onto a site. But I think the big difference there is that when you're trying to retake with something like a Sova drone or a Sky Dog, and there's a lot of players on the other team, it's not as meaningful when the attacking team just shoots your thing, right? You get the information of where they are, but there's so many players on that site. It doesn't actually mean as much as when you get that info of someone on a site defending, shooting out a drone when they're playing a close angle or something like this. That can be so devastating because there aren't as many players to trade them or protect them as they try to get out of those difficult situations.
As we go,
we just do the
timeout to timeout, the back-to-back timeouts.
Wow.
We'll figure out what that is shortly. I kind of wanted to touch on an earlier point of yours in regards to the double initiator. This isn't a comp that LG, or a style of composition that LG have played a lot of. Particularly with Ban, they had double duelists, right? You've got this Jet player, you've got your boy Dre, who's just very flexible. We'll have to see how that pans out because this round is already underway. The tech timeout is gone. You're in the money. Your boy Dre in a really tough spot. Courtyard is getting close. So far,
Tig's the man with a rifle. Oh, but if he gets spammed, that is absolutely brutal. Your boy Dre, look at him go.
Yep, finds two on the swing there. Still does get taken down. Etc. A little bit worse for wear. Trying to spray the one out, and that'll even the odds. 3v3 as LG are trying to hold on to this garage. The Dog's going to try to provide safe passage in, but these are Sheriff LG members. They really relied on your boy Dre. Give them the position that they're in right now. Well, not relied, but enabled them to have a round like this where anything is possible now.
And importantly, a Proto was able to actually get back down into garage and secure that rifle. You can even see Dazzle pushing up there too, is able to get his hands on a Phantom. Now they've got a much faster flank than you'd expect. There's a camera back in attacker spawn, but it's not going to see Dazzle at all because they're going on this push. He's not tapping into it or anything. Unfortunately, the Cabbages will shut down this flank. They know exactly where he's going to be. But all of a sudden, LG have a shot in this round, and they have that Hunter's Fury to try and get some tags off with.
Yeah, Dazzle's going to be the most annoying player for the rest of this round. And you can actually see BCJ is going to try to deal with him. Shock dart in. Okay, I'll do some chip damage. It's not enough. BCJ needs to win this battle. Meanwhile, there's a battle over towards Garage. The swing, the shock darts. Oh my god! The anime battle of the century. Just down a Moose with the Sheriff. The only one that didn't manage to pick up a rifle. He's going to try to defuse, get it cheeky. Okay, 1v1. Now a little bit more doable. Going to get it to half. Aaron's probably going to have the number here. He will, but my goodness, was that close.
I'm trying to remember, what's that character in Overwatch? That Hanzo. That was like watching a Hanzo duel with the arrows where everyone's...
Oh, yes.
It's just pathetic. No one can land a shot. Oh, man. Granted, these are AoE, so they're a little bit closer, but it's fun. Your boy Dre, though. I mean, the work he did at the start of this one, really nice to try and put LG in a position to show up in the round. Fortunately, it's just a little bit tough there at the end, and then, man... gets that shot too, but XSET now with 7 on the scoreboard. LG been shut out for the last 5 rounds in a row. They've now got money. Remember, that was, not much of a buy at all. I think Tig purchased a Vandal, and that was literally it for LG. But now they're not even really taking much space elsewhere on the map. You have some tripwires, some cameras to gain control over mid, but XSET just going to blitz straight onto that A site once they get the information. Certainly do feel like. Can decide to go whenever they want.
Thrown in. No one to follow. The rest of the team's on the opposite side. It's going to be a fast blitz in. Tig's already been taken care of. Your boy Dre trying to play close. to the box on the site itself, but ends up losing his life. And now Pure is just in an annoying position on the 50. Guess who's here? Hey, Proto. Okay, I'm gonna check. Nope, you're not. You're dead. And another one comes in for Pure. 30. Flawless round coming in for XSET. We enter the last few rounds of regulation. Things are not looking up here right now for LG.
You know, it's not working for LG when they give up the site and try to play retake. It's not working for them when they try to play on the site, because XSET, once they decide to attack you, they are just exploding onto the site. LG that round had 2 players sort of bundled up trying to trade off of each other, you know, playing at the top of sewers there. But that just let all those players down A-long flood onto the site and get that flank, get those kills onto them. It is really starting to fall apart for LG, and feels like they need some kind of like hero move from these players. You know, your boy Dre had some nice ones, but as they just try to take a cheeky little peek there with the Sheriff, it does not pan out. And XSET, once they decide to go, they go. Look at them flying into C.
Yeah, they just have no regard. You can even see the tailwind Pure there was trying to get even faster, even deeper. And guess who stood in his way? Second, not letting him go as fast as he wants. Dazzle just trying to survive.
They're everywhere.
I can't even say anything in the round's over. This is feeling really rough for LG. What they're gonna have to, like, last round right here, we have a little bit of a break in between our halves. We gotta kind of re-strategize for that second half, because potential 10-2 here with the momentum, the ultimates available, not much available for LG. It's gonna be an interesting last round.
I mean, it's kind of hard for LG to stop the pushes coming in. You know, Killjoy Utility has been going over towards B the majority of the time. You can see it set up here this time. You have the Astra, you know, can smoke out and try and slow down these pushes a little bit, but Sova, Sky, maybe not the best at stopping an aggressive attack, apart from just flashing and trying to get something going. How does he get that kill? Dashing forward. Pure still finds that one this time, though. LG have found a way to stop this push. They're the ones with the numbers advantage for the first time in a long, long time.
A caster cursed it. That's what it was. A caster cursed it. Potential 10-2. Caster, get out of here. Get out of here.
The power is too strong.
The power is too strong.
This is only my second Valorant cast. I don't know if I have enough, you know, enough Valorant power yet, but you certainly can curse them. I'll keep working, trying to build that one up.
Well, things have slowed down, and LG are just breathing a sigh of relief. Oh, thank goodness it's slowed down. Actually take some time to think. XSET have the tools to blitz onto A. Nobody's really here. Dazzle's just going to be able to communicate the blitz. I found kind of the early round quite interesting for Aaron. He was holding the op instead of Pure, maybe knowing. Obviously, they just communicated that Pure was just going to go in with knives, but trying to get some better angles into the potential hit, because Pure goes in. Aaron's got the long angle, making sure that people, you know, peeking from flat, etc. Have a little more difficult time.
Look at Aaron now. He gets caught out by the alarm bot. That's so annoying. He had a monster flank coming on in, and he still will. He can actually move up B. There's a Killjoy here to lock him down, so he may have to commit to not going for that with a turret at the ready. Also, this lockdown slowing things down immensely, and I think there's even a concuss going in onto that on BCGA in the back corner there, down long.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit tough. There's going to be the tap. Your boy Dre finds that flick. Still, though, 2 players remain, and they can make this a little bit deadly. Just down to Aaron, and he's going to do all that he can. The peek through. Still, one's going to be a little bit closer to the off angle is Moose. 9-3. LG will salvage the half with one final win there, putting us up to 3. What are they going to have cooked up for the second half?
It's going to be tough for them. And, you know, again, 1st to 13, there's a lot of room left still for LG to mount a much better comeback once they get over to the attacking side of things. And it is, you know, mirror comps here, you know, just about. So it does seem like attacking side has been relatively easy to actually breach onto these sites. And I think the bigger question is, how will XSET approach defense? Because I don't feel like they're the team to just willingly hand over sites for free. They're going to fight you tooth and nail for that. That's going to be a ton of fun to watch. We're going to get to see that just after this break.
half one in the bag, half two out of the bag, and we're gonna put it in for the next 12 rounds. If that's the distance that we go through, 9-3 is where we finished that first half. XSET feeling good, could be feeling even better after this pistol, but maybe we see a little bit more confidence start to develop within LG. They're on the attack, definitely have a little bit more flexibility, how they want to play, where they want to play, how they want to execute.
I think one of the things that was sort of missing for LG was the proactivity on defense. We saw your boy Dre getting a little bit ambitious a couple times, and sometimes it worked like when he had the knives, but there were sometimes too, it was just missing shots into a dash, these sorts of things that really slowed down any sort of forward progression they could make on that defensive side. So I want to see what he can get done now on the Jet, playing the solo duelist for the team. Has a lot of good tools to set him up to get on towards these sites, but it's a heavy stack over towards C. I was saying, will XSET give up sites like LG did? And, well, it seems to be that they will. And that's because they were able to get Pure in such a forward position over on A long, just holding that, knowing no one can be on A. So we can get this heavy lean over towards B and C and just welcome them into the Cypher trips if they end up deciding to attack C.
Well, the hit's coming on to be fast, and VCT is ready with a close angle. Tries to escape, but not. It's a fast split to A, but there is the Jet already there. Aaron trying to provide some cover fire as they retreat into Link, but doesn't really find much success with it. Now, whoa! Okay, never mind. Make me eat my words. Still finds it regardless. 1v2, though, as Pure is the last man standing. Moose and Dazzle put it in that teamwork. Now they'll get the spike on C.
An important plant and a very frantic round right there with Aaron missing some critical shots over onto Dazzle. He's able to get that. That could be very different. Did Dazzle loop all the way back through defender spawn? Didn't quite catch that. I think he might have. That would have been absolutely crazy. Pure, though, has to worry about those. Oh, actually, those Molly is not going to be on the spike. It doesn't look like. A little bit too far backwards, but Pure has nowhere to go but forward here over towards Log. That's what the Mollies are all about. And he's not going to expect a player in Garage. Really nicely played by Moose. He's back. He's back in business, boys. Hasn't played a professional match since April, but put down some, it's like those Mollies confused me when I first saw them. Kind of like, those aren't on the spike. No, those were to make sure that Pure went over towards Logs, and then instead of staying out towards Long, makes it back through Garage. Really smart playmaking there from Moose.
This was a weird hit initially. It was a very smart kind of activation from LG on C, but the B side in general was also quite strange. We'll have to see if that type of thing does come back here for LG. Another round, another push in. XSET, quite famously known for before for some force ups. Not going to be quite doing it this round. Only Def here with the Marshall. Everyone else down to pistols.
Still just going for those jump peaks with Aaron. Will he get caught this time? Oh, every time it's a little bit further forward. Putting out an elbow or something, saying, shoot it. I've got another arm, I'm fine. Dazzle, not as fine. We'll get healed up by a Proto, though. Still in that one-shot range for Def's Marshall. If they want it. Interesting to see that it's Def actually on the Marshall, as opposed to Pure. Pure preferring the handy shorty there to rock with over on those close angles. But once again, it's LG up towards B. They've recognized a weak point. They're here to attack, but Aaron has the flank. He might even have a gun on top of it.
Oh no, this is dangerous! Second backside, not letting them on to B. The spike is down. Moose with a Phantom is all that remains. They've got control. They can pick up so many weapons here if they'd like. There's a lot on the floor to work with. And all because of this flank here from Aaron. Very well done. Kind of the catalyst that started it all once they exploded onto B itself. Now they know there's a Phantom involved. And, well, look at XSET. They're not wasting any time. They're going to jump through the window. Zekin's going to be first contact on the run. Oh, this would be so bad for LG. He's just running. He's slow walking his way out to safety. They think he's in spawn. Very well done from Moose.
Thrifty.
Survive?
Killed my bot.
Maybe. Does he get... Oh, no! Oh!
Oh, okay.
We're freaking out here because it feels like that just takes the wind out of your sails. Like, LG are already feeling terrible after losing that round too. Like, they should be winning this, but they just get caught by Aaron, who'd been jiggle peeking over towards C, or jump peeking rather, on C, and then just getting mowed down with pistols over and over. Zekin gets 2. Aaron gets 2. Just so brutal to face off against. And I'm going to steal something you said earlier. It's XSET's world, and LG are simply living in it. They do not have an answer against this aggression.
No, they don't.
Right here.
No, they don't. And we're just bystanders, too. We're like watching an episode of XSET meets World, you know? A little bit of a throwback there. BCJ, you're in a little bit of trouble here. Or not. Moose is the only one with a Phantom, and that was an engagement that was going to be difficult for BCJ and for Moose vice versa to come out.
So critical that Pure has the confidence to, you know, hold that angle down long, because it lets the rotation come over. Only one player on A2 can hold this B site. That's where LG have been able to get the spike onto the ground. Few rounds already, but XSET's able to get that spam through mid. We'll be able to trade up into the Phantom. Your operator is like, finally, yeah, please give that to me. I'm going to be the one to show up in this round, but you're going to have to be able to find a kill where you can recover a rifle and hit your teammate if you're going to be able to fight back and actually get something done here. But you have to walk into one waste. Like, the time is starting to tick. 40 seconds on the clock. Your boy Dre only on 35 HP too. This is not easy for him, and BCJ gets him, gets a third. It's all too easy for XSET.
Yeah, this is a challenge even to watch. Like, XSET are, as the defensive team, forcing LG into certain maneuvers. It's like watching Indiana Jones, and every path he tries to take, there's just a boulder or a pit of snakes or a pool of lava. And he's like, okay, damn, fine, I'll go the other way. Okay, damn, I'll go the other way. And like everywhere LG goes, XSET have another trap laying in wait. This is tough. And like you said, it's all stemming from the fact that Pure can watch long by himself. That's it. That's the only reason why this is happening. The moment LG try to fight for long, maybe they'll have a little bit of a better chance, but there might not be enough rounds to do that.
Def peeking up to make sure he can knock down the turret the second it spawns, and then he just backs right up. Like, this is the types of maneuvers that really set XSET up for success, where they've conditioned you to believe they will just attack you sometimes on defense, and then no, it's just grab the turret, back on out of there, bait some utility, bait some time as you clear all those angles away. Once again, LG just love putting pressure around mid here, but XSET don't really bite. They typically are playing a little bit deeper on that B site. By the time that LG have made a lot of noise, they're ready to rotate over, and BCJ is just getting a kill to kick things off. Now that the drone comes down A long, Pure doesn't even back off. This is the level we're seeing out of him, as he wants to hold this exactly, and he keeps taking more. Who does that? Stays after the drone, stays there for half a clip, and then one more shot before finally dashing out, and he still survives. Now he can call in reinforcements and stop this in its track, but Moose is all the way on C somehow.
And Arim has just kind of swapped spots with him. He's playing the attacker, and Moose is cosplaying as a defensive player. That might be problematic for your boy Def, who's on the B site. Of course, they're completely unaware of Moose. But they need the time. He needs to move fast. That's kind of the key here, because they're going to hit A. Moose is going to flank and punch back. But guess who's BCJ's watching that angle? He actually gets that?
Oh my god.
How? How do they read that flank? How?
That's
I'm
just
so
gross.
impressed. I'm impressed.
That is just gross. In all the best ways, that is just gross from XSET. XSET, they're taking this map. I mean, LG.
A caster curse?
Brutal. You know what? I'll try my best. I'll try my best to try and give us a competitive map one, but XSET have had LG's number at every turn. You know, it's a slow maneuver from LG to finally hit this A site, but after Pure got tagged, he was able to call in both the Sky and the Sova, and they've got such a brilliant crossfire. There's just like almost no chance to actually get a kill without falling yourself. And once again, this time it's Zekin that peeks out mid to destroy that turret. So the defaults from LG are not working. Pure misses his dash, but you know what? LG need a little bit of hope left to try and fight back in the 4v4.
Abbages come out, flash out here for Zekin. As XSET are going to try to hold on to this position that Team 2 have kind of slipped away a little bit. Hey, Dazzle gets spotted out. Def's still alive, having to back away. Your boy Dre was going to force the issue if Def did continue.
Proto was able to heal Dazzle back to 100 there.
Spike drop.
But it'll be the lurks that are big once again. See, Moose this time is pushing through B, so the read from Aaron is wrong, thinking that it could come in through Garage once again. This time he's already into A-Link, and this is how LG could win the round. The Cabbages coming in. That's a lot of chaos on the opposite side. Moose gets the first, but can't convert on the second. Now it's a 2v2.
2v2 with the spike being planted here, of course, and your boy Dre in a good position. Dazzle in a good position. This is a great round for LG to come out on top, but XSET, they're not together. Aaron and Zekin separate. They've got to time this hit correctly, and already a player's lost HP from shots. Shock dart. Flash in. Good onto one. Great communication down to the 1v1 in second. On the box with the pistol. Trying to get up and over, but the shot's good for Dazzle. LG, stay alive.
LG just barely by 22 HP. Stop this one from ending right here now, and it came down to so many things. First, the mistake from Pure, failing the dash, trying to get back up A long, but even more than that, Moose finding the flank to get a kill with the Sheriff. The rest of the team and Dazzle getting threesome out the Classic at the very end there, about to get Goomba stomped by Zekin there, but was able to find the kill in the end. So some hope still remains for LG, but those mistakes will not be made consistently by XSET. So this time around, they're droning down C-Long. They shoot that camera immediately, and I don't believe that Moose placed that turret immediately in mid. No, actually placed it much further back to watch the flank, and I think that's the right decision. What can you get done here, Dazzle?
Oh, wow. Big just king of the garage. Finds the pick courtyard, finds more pesky players, but Aaron's gonna hold things down as well. Neural Death's gonna help out post-mortem as BCJ is just trying to spray through. He's been spraying this wall pretty consistently, not really having much success with it, but the shock dart's gonna make him eat his own words and back away. 2v4 though now as XSET are pushing in. Pure has no regard for his own safety as
no capes.
Okay, there's one. Blade Storm popped. Okay, this is fucking nice. Good for one, but a quick flick underneath. Take finds that onto Pure. 1v2. BCJ with 13 HP. Owl droning, trying to avoid the players while he tries to spot them out. Revealing area. See where they might be located.
There's just no way, right?
Flashed out. The swing's
okay.
good.
Okay.
The round for LG.
For a second there, if he gets a tag and starts going for the spam through the box there on just 60 bullets, none in the tank, I was about to lose my mind there on BCJ, but it's not good enough to take the round in the end. I kind of like the coining of the term King of Garage. I don't know. Reminds me of like Rivington. You know, he's a big motorcycle guy. I feel like in his garage he's the king. You know, but the question is Tig like a truck person, a motorcycle person, Corvette, Tesla? Like, what are we rocking with here? These are the questions we need to know, and maybe we'll get to ask Tig at some point.
That's going to be a riveting interview. Run it back. What cars do you like, Tig? As we see,
Pure is definitely a fan of the motorcycle. He likes to go fast, you know?
Yeah.
Zoom on out of there.
Ferrari, Lamborghini. He likes the expensive cars too, you know? Lives a lavish lifestyle.
It's true.
That's what Jet plays.
Yeah, he buys an op, right? Like, he's living large.
Yeah. Gets spoon-fed by his team, you know? Here you go. Here's a drop. No, you only have a pistol. As second has more than that. He's going to pop one out, but he's just in a little bit of a tough spot. He's still going to come out alive, though. And still, one player remains. It's Moose, and he's going to be sent packing as XSET clean up L.